Welcome back, everybody. Look, as we celebrate Independence Day, we just did, actually, it's not just a time for cookouts and fireworks. It's a moment to remember what makes this nation so special, which is faith, family, freedom. That's right, AOC. And the brave men and women who have fought, to defend it. But protecting those values doesn't happen by accident. It takes all of us doing our part, and that's exactly what AMAC, the Association of Mature American Citizens, is all about. AMAC fighting every day to preserve the principles that make America great. And right now, in honor of our nation's birthday this month, they're offering an incredible deal, 5 full years of AMAC membership for just $35. You'll get their award-winning magazine, access to exclusive discounts, free resources, and you'll be part of a growing community of proud, patriotic Americans. Boy, we need that now more than ever. So this Independence Day, or this month, let's celebrate and let's take action. This is what you do. You go to amac.us/sunrise and you join AMAC today. Let's keep the spirit of America shining bright. Well, for more, let's bring in the editor-in-chief of AMAC Newsline. That would be Shane Harris. Shane, great to have you with us. Have you subscribed to AMAC? Oh, sorry, no, my bad. Yeah, of course you have. Sorry. All right, so Shane, AMAC Newsline, let's show this headline, and it says this: Republicans are crushing Democrats on cash and party registration. That's a double trouble for the Democrats. So explain the impact of all of this for the Democrat Party, because you got a shortage of cash and a collapse in registrations. That is not adding up to good news for the Dems.
Yeah, and if it was just one or the other, they might be able to explain it away. But the fact that you have both of these going on simultaneously, that points to big trouble for the party. It means they have low enthusiasm, and even the voters who are normally very engaged, their donor class, they're not pulling out their wallets and donating, and that means that they see big problems ahead for the party. And what it does is it kind of creates this self-reinforcing loop where they can't get out of the position they're in. And so they want to kind of deflect and point to all these problems that Republicans have, but on these two major metrics of party strength, they're in real trouble.
Yeah, but they have people like George Soros and Oprah and other billionaires or better who can fund them. So do they even really need donors?
Yeah, I mean, you know, those people donating are big for them for sure. But that's where the registration story comes in. And what, you know, as much money as George Soros might want to donate, he can't go out and physically force people to vote for Democrats. And what the registration story tells us is that as much money as the billionaire class might be pouring into the party, people just aren't buying it anymore. And, you know, I point to 2 states in particular that are important for the registration story. One is Florida and one is Pennsylvania. In Florida, Republicans surpassed Democrats in party registrations for the first time ever a few years ago. And what did we see happen in 2024? President Trump won that state in what was a landslide in a state that was previously considered one of the top battlegrounds in the country. Same thing in Pennsylvania last year. Republicans started closing the gap with Democrats in party registrations. And then in 2024, President Trump carried that state that many thought would be the keystone to the election. And so with these party registrations, that's not something that you just reverse by going to donors and billionaire donors and asking for a big check. Points to real deep problems in the party.
I agree there are big problems, but I just want to say one thing. I talked with a Democrat elected official, okay? And he told me, he was bragging and laughing about the fact that he just takes, what are the little things of whiskey called? Not like a big bottle of whiskey, but the little, is it a pint or I forget. Anyway, he just takes those and hands them out and gets people to go in and register Democrat. They come out, they get their pint of whiskey, or I'm probably got the wrong measurement, but you know, they'll pay them off. I mean, you can buy votes, unfortunately. Anyway, Terrence, continue.
Oh, well, there's something to be said about being drunk and voting Democrat, Dr. Gina. So I'll be here all night. Tip your waiters and waitresses. Hey, Shane, so look, donations and party registrations, those are indicators of voter enthusiasm, but they're really little more than that. They're simply indicators. People need to show up to the polls and vote. So what kind of enthusiasm are you seeing from your AMAC membership looking forward to the midterms? And I asked that question couched in the idea that President Trump just yesterday on Truth Social posted a couple of endorsements, which says to me that he's already looking forward to the midterms.
Yeah, well, it's a great question, and it's one of the reasons that this story about the Democrats' cash and party registration problems is such a big deal, because we do know that historically the incumbent party has struggled in midterm elections. And as much success as President Trump has had so far, it is going to take a lot to overcome what we call in politics the midterm curse, which is where there's only been a couple times since World War II where the incumbent party has either maintained the number of seats that they had going into the midterms, or they've actually picked up seats. And so President Trump is going to need a lot to overcome that. But what we're seeing from AMAC members is that he's doing a good job of selling his record and delivering on the promises that he made during his campaign last year. Obviously, signing the One Big Beautiful Bill was a huge part of that. That delivered on several central campaign promises, including no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and of course, critically for our members, introducing a new tax deduction for seniors of $6,000. And so as long as President Trump continues to deliver on these key campaign promises that he made last year, I think he has a real shot of overcoming the midterm curse.
Part of the problem, Shane, we got less than a minute left, about 30 seconds. So the part of the problem is obviously he's not going to be on the ballot. And so how do you combat that? I mean, it's kind of like the star quarterback not suiting up on Sunday for the NFL team, and everybody's like, oh, great, we got the backup. So how do you get that enthusiasm up? That's really the question.
Yeah, I think it's real simple. You paint a picture of what happens if Democrats win. And if Democrats win, that means that the wins coming from Congress, from the America First Congress, stop. It means endless impeachment hoaxes. It means endless media hoaxes. And that's something that I think the American people will want to avoid.
That's a great point. Shane Harris, thanks for being here. Great stuff. Shane. Thank you.
Thanks, Shane.